Wizards of the Coast may have just pulled off the best pricing scam yet, and this is something we need to talk about in today's video. It involves the lost Caverns of Ixalan, and of course, the end of the year 2023 to 2024. It looks like Wizards may have just pulled one out on us. So I lured you in. You're back for more, and now you're wondering if the Moxman's full of it. What is he talking about when he says price scam? Welcome back, everyone. MTG Moxman here, and thanks again for hanging out with me on the channel today. Don't forget, if you enjoyed today's content, like and subscribe to the channel. Turn on your notification bells. New content every single day. The Lost Caverns of Ixalan comes out at the end of the year. We're about 40-something days away. And the product's starting to pick up a little bit of steam, but for some of the reasons players don't expect. Usually, a fourth quarter item does not sell that well. Historically, it does very poorly. It carries kind of sluggish sales after the first week or two, and that carries over into the new year when they usually have another product ready to go right away. In this case, Ravnica Remastered. They're on the heels of each other. Now, Ravnica Remastered, most of you guys are aware, had a price adjustment. I'm throwing it up here on the screen again. It went from $135 for a draft box to $215, which turned players from curiously optimistic like the Moxman to pure negativity. You saw my video yesterday. I'm talking people are downright mad now. They're not going near it, and they're angry. Okay. So you have a product that now a lot of people are going to say they don't want. They're not planning on buying it because it's too expensive. But a lot of players still have a taste for Magic. They want to see what's coming up. What is Wizards trying to promote right now in Magic the Gathering? It's Standard. They want to bring Standard back. Okay, so we got Ravnica that's overpriced. It's a block product, a Master Series type thing, kind of fun thing to go, but it's really expensive. And what do they got? Shocklands in there? All right. Some players will be excited, some aren't, but you can see where I'm going with that. Now you look at a product they want to promote, which is Standard. You got a set like Ixalan coming along. They've already started seeding very particularly good cards. You guys probably noticed this too. This guy popped up yesterday. I got it from my Discord. I know MTG Historian did a video on this guy. You look at that card over there and you say, okay, like you get a little bit of spice, right? You get a little bit of spice. But there's a lot more going on than what players realize. Not just that card appearing, not just the fact that Ravnica's remastered price went up through the roof, and why a product like Caverns looks, at $159.95 Canadian a box, looks a lot more appealing to your eye. Overpriced product to avoid because it's too expensive and not enough offering, versus a new product coming up that they want to promote. They've got things like Mana Crypt. They're seeding things in there to make it appealing to the players. Understanding marketing means understanding the upsell and understanding what they're trying to get across to you. Now, by the upsell, this is most famous in fast food like McDonald's or in movie theaters. Now, what I mean by that is, imagine you're going to buy a medium fry. You just want a medium fry. That's the only reason I'm going to McDonald's, to get a medium fry for Mini Mox. I walk in there, and a medium fry is $4.19. But the large fry is $4.29. What do I buy? Of course I go for the large fry. It's only 10 cents more, but they knew I was going to buy it. They do the same with their combos. When you upsell a combo, you upsize it because they are working on volume, working on margins, and that extra 10 cents, when you sell tens of thousands, it really adds up. But they already had the fries being made anyway, and if they sit too long, they get thrown out. So they needed to sell it. That little equilibrium of value is amazing for both the consumer and the corporation. Overall, the corporation comes out ahead, but the consumer comes away feeling nice and happy because they saved some money. They came out, I saved a few bucks, man. Now imagine how that could appeal and apply to Magic the Gathering. What happens if Ravnica Remastered was never intended to be a massive seller? What happens if Ravnica Remastered was only intended to sell a couple 100,000 boxes? Kind of stabilize the price of the Shocklands, kind of keep things nice and even. not really sink the price too low like a lot of players were expecting, because they knew they were going to keep the price at a higher price point. They knew players would be turned off. And when they're turned off, they're looking for something else in the Magic world, and they see that the Lost Caverns of Ixalan looks very appealing. It's a product that's coming to market faster. It's got some high-end, possibly very pricey cards like Mana Crypt in there. What do you call it? The Cavern of Souls. You got some great stuff. You also have a world that appeals to a lot of players for nostalgic reasons. You got all kinds of dinosaurs and cool old idea, things we remember as our childhood. There's a lot. Jurassic Park. You have a lot all of a sudden that starts looking like the marketing team put a lot more effort into what you're going to see in the Lost Caverns of Ixalan versus what we're expecting, especially now with the price change from Ravnica Remastered. What happens now if they purposely plan less boxes of Ravnica Remastered and know that the player base will be now more enticed, more excited, and find the pricing more appealing for going over the Lost Caverns of Ixalan, which leads them into a standard format set that has a lot of appeal, and maybe they're going to play some more games, that maybe they're going to build it. It could lead that way, and this is marketing that we've seen a lot of times. No different than popcorn at a movie theater or a drink where they say, you can go ahead and you can buy that popcorn, and it's going to cost you $5. But a large is only going to, it's double the size, but it's only $1 more. Same as McDonald's. Very well done marketing. Very subliminal. Very eye-catching and eye-appealing. Because I'll tell you right now, I look at Lost Caverns of Ixalan, I was already kind of excited. I hated the fact it was falling at the end of the year. I know the historic kind of levels of what happens to products in this product line, and there's not much you can do to save it. It's kind of lost already. But when you see what they've done with Ravnica now, Ravnica Remastered looks like a product you want to stay away from. It looks like, oh my God, garbage. So overpriced. For what, a couple of Shocklands? But then you look back at the Lost Caverns over there somewhere and you go, hey, that doesn't look so bad now, does it? Now, this could purely be my imagination, but it's not. Some of you guys will believe the comments I'm putting out. Some of you guys will actually take a few moments to think about this and look at it from a purely marketing standpoint. Which product do you want to move more? The remastered product? Or boost up standard? Boost up the single sales. Get people playing standard, buying 4 of, and getting into it. Do you really want to tank all your Shocklands? Or do you want to put a product out that says, yes, we put more Shocklands into the pool of cards, bringing the prices down temporarily? There's a lot at play here that I don't think people are really starting to really think about, because they're just really mad about the fact that Ravnica Remastered's price changed and it's really expensive. But they're also not thinking about what Wizards needs to gain from Standard becoming healthy again, which is they need to sell a lot of stuff. And you're going to buy 4 of if you're in Standard. If the prize pool, if it's more appealing to go back to playing a Standard formatted set, players tend to stick there. Oh, it's always cheaper to play Standard. The boxes are $30-40 less than the air garbage they're putting out. Look at these new sets. No, I'm going back over there. Even myself with Bloomborough, I told you guys I'm pretty excited about Bloomborough. I think it's going to be amazing. Standard set. Look at the sets they have lined up. Look at the specialty products. And before we're critical about what Wizards is doing and these are overpriced, whatever made us think that they're not overpriced on purpose? Whatever made us think they want your eyes to look back over there at that Standard set that hasn't sold very well? The new Capennas of the world. They want you to go back and look at those things and go, yeah, this is better to buy right now. I'm just curious to see what will come out of this. Maybe nothing, but from what I understand of marketing, and I've done quite a bit of this myself over the years, this looks like a classic ploy to just get you to buy. It's a bait and switch. It's an upsell. They want you to look somewhere else purposely by overpricing individual products to make you turn the direction they want you to go in. To make this stuff look better without you even realizing it looks better. I'll be curious to think and see what happens in the next few months. But more often, I want to see what you guys think in the comments section. I want to know what you guys are going to slam down as thoughts and feelings about this if you watch this whole video and get an understanding of what I'm talking about. And don't get greedy and angry and, oh, I hate the Moxman. I don't care. It's great if you like me, but I understand if you don't. Everyone's got their own personal opinion and, oh, the world is a crazy place. But when you look at marketing, we are taught to understand this as children, to understand subliminal messaging, subliminal marketing techniques. And this is a classic one as far as I'm concerned. It doesn't mean that that's what they're going to do, but taking a little bit of cynical pie, putting it under the armpit and rubbing it in and making you think about it, it could make you understand better what Wizards of the Coast might be trying to do in the long run, and give you that look around the corner before you even get there to understand what Wizards of the Coast stands to gain by putting this kind of stuff in action versus upsetting a player about overpricing Ravnica Remastered, which actually can come out as something they need to do. To say, yes, they printed the Shocklands, but nobody wanted to buy it. So they were harder to get, and there's not that many available. How does that work on the secondary market? Buying standard products and maybe getting back into standard in some way, even though you say you're not going to, slowly over time, your mind can do crazy things when it's shown enough images of things that it's supposed to like. Interesting times we live in. Thanks again, guys, for watching today's video. I hope everyone had a blast being here as much as I did. And thanks again to the fantastic patrons we have on the channel supporting me each and every day. They are the ones who help make this content happen. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Ramble? Ramble Jamble? We're here! You made it to the end of the video. You're part of the team! Guys, how's it going, man? Welcome to the end. And here we are, hanging out in the cinematic universe that nobody cares about but us. Is your mind blown thinking about all those marketing things, marketing terms, marketing thoughts and feelings about how they could be bait and switching you? It's not such a bad thing, you know. Imagine this. You put that product out, Ravnica Remastered. They can't say now you didn't offer Shocklands again. We offered it in Infinity. We offered it again in Ravnica. Yeah, it was an expensive product, but meanwhile, they didn't make that much of it to begin with. They knew that by keeping that product at a more expensive price point that would turn players away, they're going to look at other products. And what product do they want to get their feet under again? Standard. Makes perfect sense to me now. I wasn't thinking about it till I was looking at some of the upcoming things. I said, look at these prices. They're ridiculous. Why would I touch Ravnica Remastered now? I was kind of looking forward to buying a box, okay? I was kind of looking forward to getting one box to draft with some friends, maybe get a retro shock. It's kind of how my mind was. And then I said, wait a second. The price has changed. Alpha Investments called out that the price has changed. LGS has told me it was going to be more expensive. So I wasn't going to buy it anyway from my local LGS. Wait a second. What's going on? And then you look, I said, well, what would I buy then? You buy the box that still went up in price. Still went up by $5, but not as much as the one that they said, oh, look at this, it's a price shift. See? The other one looks more appealing. And it happens to be a standard set, which they want us to look at. They want us to buy into it. All they're missing at this point are intro decks to say, hey, look, it's a starter deck you can get for your new standard deck. It's crazy, guys. Blows my mind. But you know what? Crazier things have happened. This kind of marketing has existed for the last 70 years. It's not going anywhere. It's just funny how as adults we don't always recognize it's happening until it's like something jogs your memory from childhood about understanding the basics of marketing. And then as an adult I should know better because, you know, marketing happens in my world. Guys, thanks a lot for hanging out. Thanks for being here on the channel with me today. And you know what? Have an awesome day. We all deserve a good day. In my case, no, I'm not going to ruin it for you. I'm not going to ruin it for you. But all I'm going to say is, where are they? Import fees of $71.52 this week. Ridiculous. Canada Post. Guys, I'll talk to you soon. Have a great one. $71.52.